Welcome back everybody to Forza Motorsport, and today we're continuing on with the 20th anniversary tour, and the first of this tour is the Spirit of Forza Motorsport. So we've already done the first two races, which we had a pretty good time on, so yeah, let's see what we can do with these next two. So yeah, we're taking the Honda NSX-R to a familiar circuit for those of us who are fans of Top Gear of old, as yeah, this is the track that Clarkson tried to beat himself on versus his virtual self, because he went around the track on the PS2 and then he went around the track for real, and yeah, he found out he couldn't beat himself, quite frankly. So yeah, we've got 5 laps, and yeah, we can upgrade the car even further now from B class to A class, so yeah, we can iron out even more of the foibles of this car. Although to be fair, I feel like the upgrades that we gave it pretty much nailed all of that, quite frankly. But yeah, we'll lop out some weight. Not that the car's a heavyweight, but you know, make it even lighter. Give it sport tyres. That waxes up to 3.9 on braking and handling front, and then we'll go up to 4.3. Race gearbox, race clutch. And we'll add a little bit of extra power if we can. Like it to be even. 355. That might be more than enough that we can get into it. Race flywheel. Well, do some of this stuff. Lighten the front hood. Can't quite do that, unfortunately. We'll do that, and then we'll find some room to take out some stuff that we don't need. Right, that's fine. So yeah, we're even lighter, even more powerful, and yeah, got better tyres, front and rear, and in terms of grip as well. Yeah, lower, lighter. Basically giving it the one over. So yeah, we're now doing 0 to 60 in 3.429 seconds, 0 to 107.905 seconds, and going to a top speed of 191 miles an hour. Although we won't be getting anywhere near that kind of speed on this track, because obviously it doesn't have the longest of straights. But we do have obviously upgraded the handling and braking, where we will be using, in copious amounts around this circuit.
So take advantage of your freedom today to go as
Let's hope we have none of the glitches that we had before in the previous episode with the fuel playing up. Thankfully not. Right. So yeah, this is a pretty damn great circuit, to be honest. Seeing this car going around it on Top Gear was pretty iconic, to be honest, and it was actually in blue as well, so it's cool. Whether the livery was painted in blue to take that in mind, or although to be fair, I think the cover car for the game was also in blue, so maybe it's just a common colour for this car, and it just looks great in this colour, quite frankly. Although I think it also looks pretty cool in white and yellow as well, to be fair. White body with a black roof looks pretty good, to be fair. Snuck right in front of that Lotus S3 V8 there, and yeah, onto the 6th place position. Not massively more powerful than what we were before. I gave it the 10 extra horsepower, but the fact that we've lightened the car at the same time and also given it better grip, which means that not only does it have less weight to lug around, but it's got the tyres to put that power down in the first place. Someone went in the gravel pit on the corkscrew there. That's enough to ruin any one race. Pretty sure I said in the last episode that if I could upgrade this car further I would do the transmission and the clutch, and yeah, that's made this car way more rapid in terms of getting through those gears, and most of the power that we've got, because again we still probably don't have anywhere near the most amount of power here. But in the Spree V8 and the Vipers for instance have more. Guarantee we've got more than the RX-7 at the very least. Should have backed off there. Right, so now we're in a podium position, which is very handy. Viper is keeping ahead of us for the most part.
Remaining.
I've gained a little bit, but not a great deal. Yeah. We have a fair bit of understeer at times with this car, so it's something we've got to watch out for. How's that a small track gain going off-road on a gravel pit when we don't really be able to can't really put any power down? No idea on that one, that's a bit iffy on my eyes. Yeah, if you keep the understeer in check with this car, it is pretty formidable. Gain on second at the very least. Well, we've got in drafting distance, but a little bit too late to make the most of that. Oh dear, that didn't work. Room there, but there really wasn't. There's room here though, just about. I suspect the reason we're being as quick as we are is because we have these lightning fast gear changes now. Because at the end of the day, we don't have anywhere near as much power as that Viper, for instance. But we do way less than it, and these gear changes are going to help. Just got another Spree V8 to get past. And just over one lap to do it in.
One more. Finish strong.
Definitely quicker on the straights. We go. Finally made it to first. Yeah, this has definitely been one of the more consistent vehicles I've ever used on a championship, quite frankly. Say it's a OP car though, considering we only got into first right at the end, well, halfway through the first lap, last lap even. So yeah, but it is a pretty formidable one. It's got all of the straight line speed you could need in a car on a track like that, while also having plenty of handling and braking on top of that. So yeah, that's going to throw us into the first place position in the championship overall, with an 8-point lead over second and a 9-point lead over third. So yeah, who we knocked out of the top spot as well. So yeah, but there's still kind of everything to play for, because if we only came, say, you know, in a position that gave us 20 points, and yeah, whoever came in first only needed 8 or less to get ahead of us, then yeah, we would be in a poor position. So kind of everything to play for, but I am confident that this car can do whatever track we're going to come up against. So yeah, but let's get there and see what happens. Right, we're at Sunset Peninsula, an icon of the Forza series as far as I'm concerned, especially when it comes to like the Forza Motorsport 4. So yeah, really looking forward to getting around this track in this car. Once again, we are 5 laps though. But there is a much longer much longer speed section on this circuit than there is at Laguna Seca, so hopefully can take advantage of this car's plentiful power against the competition. I say immense, or I shouldn't say immense, considering there are cars here that undoubtedly have more power than we do. But it's a way we are using that power that really counts, more quick gear changes and lack of weight. Pedestrians like slow through there. No need to be. Soon past the Corvette. Fourth. Whoa, where the hell did the Viper break then? of that. That's brake checking if I've ever seen it. First. Yeah, on a track like this is a pretty formidable car. So yeah, we've had a lot of gaming updates and news in the last week or so. Obviously we've had the new GTA 6 trailer dropping, which is a game that I want to look forward to in a lot of ways, because it is revisiting an area of, you know, the GTA world that I adored and really well enjoyed the original Vice City, particularly for the amazing soundtrack to all of its radio stations. But I am a little bit worried that maybe they've not learned much of the lessons from the previous game, especially when it comes to driving physics and such. Because at the end of the day, it's a Grand Theft Auto game, so therefore the driving should be a massively integral part of the game. Whereas I feel with GTA 5, especially when it came to the later stages of the online, that just became less and less prevalent. All of the sci-fi vehicles, like the jet bike and the flying cars and whatever, it just, yeah, seemed to lose its way in that regard. So I really do hope that this new game is a return to basics, basically. Especially when it does come to the online mode. Now that's not to say that I don't want any kind of vehicles that, you know, are a little bit outlandish, you know. I'll happily take helicopters and jets and whatnot, but keep the cars as cars and keep the main mode of transport on land as being vehicles that are more realistic as far as I'm concerned, because that jet bike and those kind of vehicles were, well, still are overly used and used for a lot of the time to grief people and to, quite frankly, be used as an advantage. I just don't find it to be all that fair. So yeah, but I am hopeful that the driving physics will be improved, just because there's a much bigger map, and therefore the driving physics really need to be engaging to make that map worthwhile. Because there's one reason why the likes of Forza Horizon 5, which obviously is probably winding now more than I thought it would, or more now than I originally thought it already had, but because of the driving physics on that game, which no, are not, you know, simulation-like or anything like that, but they are fun driving physics, and they are engaging driving physics, and they do make the driving around the world fun, and that therefore makes exploring the world fun, especially in the initial stages of playing the game. And it also makes racing fun, and such, and trying out new cars fun and everything like that. Cars in that game do genuinely feel different to one another. Whereas with GTA 5 I just did not feel like that was enough of a case, to be honest. A lot of the fast cars felt the same, slower cars felt the same generally. Yeah. There were also certain elements of the physics that just didn't work for me either when it came to crashes and such. So yeah, I just hope that they're vying out the physics. Hopefully it's just a good mix of, say, GTA 4 and GTA 5, whereas as opposed to just being like GTA 5. And I hope that they've not just basically copied and pasted the whole driving physics and shooting mechanics and such from GTA 5 into a new world, because I imagine that would be very tempting and very easy to do. But considering it's A, been delayed by a year, and B, has obviously been worked on for a good few years already, I doubt that's the case. I just hope I am right in that regard. And that's not what I've done. I am interested to see what the couple dynamic is going to be like though with the two main characters. Because obviously we did have 3 characters to play in GTA 5, so... But they never really felt like they were... outside of the cutscenes and some of the gameplay, they never really felt like they were in the same kind of world as one another, whereas it looks like hopefully that this couple are going to be together for the majority of the game. Which will make them certainly feel more of the world rather than just another character to play. But obviously we don't know whether or not we are going to be able to play both characters, switch between the 2 that we were able to switch between the 3 and the 5th game, so yeah. But this game alone is also, you know, coming into its own, and I just hope that the support is continued. Because this latest update with Fujimi Kaido, this career championship that career tour that we're doing at the moment, all of the different cars that have been added has been really great, quite frankly, and I just hope they keep it up, because they've added a great number of cars that I've enjoyed. The Toyota Mark II and the Tommaso Pantera being the 2 main ones. I'm really glad they brought the Pantera back, quite frankly. It's comfortably one of my favourite sports cars from the 70s or 80s. But yeah, nonetheless, there we go. Pretty much a kind of a walkover with that one, unlike the previous race, which was a bit more competitive, but outside of the first couple of laps, yeah, we had it quite easy there. So yeah, but still, that means we got 102 points, 11 points ahead of second, and a massive 22 points ahead of third. So yeah, it's not quite the walkover in terms of the points. It's far closer between me and second than you might have expected, given we've won 3 of the 4 races in this championship. But yeah, that's just the way it goes, I guess, sometimes. But a lot of it was down to the car, which, regardless of upgrading it or not, was just formidable. And yeah, really made me enjoy the car all the more, to be honest. And yeah, I'll likely do a review of it at some point, because I haven't reviewed it before. In fact, I don't think I've reviewed an original NSX at all before, only the new version. But if you do all of the championships in this tour, you also get the newer Acura NSX Type S, I think it's called, as well. So yeah, which I'll also be reviewing. But nonetheless, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.